Hello everybody, this is AG here and welcome to the Willow Springs International Raceway in Rosamond, California. We are here to qualify for the 6th race of the season in the 2022 Haas IndyCar Series. Tomorrow's Grand Prix of California, 20 laps of action here around this 2.5 mile road course, and we're going to have ourselves a very fun race, very fun weekend here in the Haas IndyCar Series. A very winding and fast road course. If there's any other road course on the schedule to compare it to, maybe Riverside, which isn't too far away from here. At least it used to be not too far away from here in San Bernardino County. But we're here to qualify. All 26 drivers will go out for a 10-minute session. The top 6 fastest will go out again for another 10-minute session, and then the pole will be awarded in the Fast 6. So pretty straightforward and simple right there. So yeah, that's about it. Let's go ahead and get these guys out there on the racetrack here for qualifying in the 6th race of the season in the Haas IndyCar Series. And we are just about ready to go here for round number 1 in Grand Prix of California qualifying here in the 6th race of the season, the 3rd road course of the season. The 2 road courses so far have been won by Trey Smith and Nathan Faden, and they come into this race sitting 2nd and 3rd in the points standings. Trey Smith only 4 points behind our points leader Zachary Fitzwater, and then Nathan Faden 13 points behind. They're the 2 closest to Fitzwater, with everyone at least 40 points behind, including this guy Thomas Troxel, who's 4th in the points coming into this event. 41 points behind, tied with Landon Smith Jr. for that position. But we are excited to see how this race goes. This is the first time the Haas IndyCar Series has ever come here to the Willow Springs International Raceway. Of course, we've had a couple of races here before in the stock cars, but never in the open wheel cars. And last year when we tried to do the series, we only got to the Indy 250 last year. We were scheduled to have a race at this racetrack in the season, but you know, we all know what happened last year. But great to be here for 2022. This is Thomas Troxel, number 67 machine. He's going to come around right here and be the first driver to begin a fast lap here around this 2.5 mile road course. Now this right here, this last corner is really going to be one of the telling corners on the racetrack. That might just be the best passing zone if you can get a good run, as we have contact on the pit lane between Clifton and Turner had significant contact there with the 23 machine, and his engine went out on him. That's not good, and I believe there was contact coming off the pit lane as well. Ethan Lewis, Chris Reynolds, and Noah Clifton got into each other. That is very interesting. So this jam up right here could cause a bit of an issue. And then, of course, you got Turner with his issues completely separate from what's going on there. Noah Clifton just got into like half the field right there. Very interesting. These guys are going to have to maneuver around Jesse Turner here. Of course, with this being a road course, for one thing, there aren't any cautions. But with this being qualifying and essentially a practice session, there's no yellow flags here, so Turner's going to have to go all the way around the racetrack and come back into the pit lane while these guys are trying to clock their times in. Either way, the first time has been clocked in by Thomas Troxel at a 104.887, so that's the mark to set right now. He is so far the only driver who has completed a full lap under speed. He was able to thankfully avoid all that. Clifton's going to come down right here as he had significant contact multiple times, so might not be a good starting day tomorrow for Clifton or Jesse Turner for that matter. Only else they can get back out there. Reynolds is going to get back out there, and Ethan Lewis still on the pit lane. But everyone else is out there on the racetrack right now, so we're starting to see these guys clock in some time, or we will hopefully start seeing these guys clock in some times. Troxel's still the only one. And his teammate Zachary Fitzwater just went to 2nd, and then Scott Upton came through and took that 2nd position away. But Troxel is still the fastest driver. Now, some of these guys did have to maneuver around that accident, and that slowed them up just a little bit. So that is what we saw right there. The good thing is a 10-minute session. The incident has cleared up, and hopefully we can have a clean session all the way through so everyone can at least get one fast lap in here. Trey Smith, who won at Riverside. So, like I mentioned, this is probably the closest track to Riverside that we have on the circuit in terms of a lot of wide sweeping corners, a very fast-paced road course. I don't think the top speed here is quite as fast as that of Riverside. We don't have that incredibly long back straightaway, backstretch like Riverside does here. But there really is not a slow corner anywhere around this racetrack. Brian Rodriguez and now Nicholas Samadillo to the top of the board. Of course, only the top 6 count. If you're the fastest in round 1, well, congratulations. You get a round of applause. You don't win the pole quite yet. You got to do it again in the fast 6. But Samadillo, Rodriguez, Samadillo's teammate Ace Garcia, Richard Kingar, Thomas Troxel, and then the 81 of Jay Knapp there in the 6th position. A good run there for the 81, but we are still relatively early on here in round number 1 of qualifying for the Grand Prix of California. So it's definitely more than likely going to change a little bit more as Trey Smith moves his way inside the top 6 right there. So that's going to bump Jay Knapp just outside, looking in. Fastest time, though, set by Nicholas Samadillo. He's got 2 wins on road courses, both on road courses that we have not run in the Haas IndyCar Series, or will not be running in the Haas IndyCar Series this year, Sonoma and Portland. The thing about those 2 racetracks, they're a little bit slower paced racetracks, more technical racetracks, and racetracks where if you start on the pole, you're going to probably get the race victory. In terms of the Portland win that he had in 2020, Marty Johnson was the driver who was supposed to win that race, essentially, but Johnson had an issue right near the end of the race, and Samadillo went ahead and took the win away from him. But Samadillo has not won one of these faster-paced road courses before. Of course, he's won the Indianapolis 250 twice. We all know he's a great driver, but this could be a huge opportunity for Samadillo to kind of boost his championship. Had a solid run at Richmond last week. Moved up 3 positions in the points there. And now he's got Chris Reynolds, Brian Rodriguez, Ace Garcia, Trey Smith, and Richard Kingar in the fast 6 along with them, but nobody seems to be coming close to Samadillo's time there. Well, just I say that, 97 Richard Kingar came pretty close, but he was only 1/1000th faster than the 50 machine, so still the same group of 6 that we had. Thomas Troxel just outside looking in right now. This is a good opportunity for Trey Smith. If he can start inside the top 6, even if he starts inside the top 10 ahead of Fitzwater and Nathan Faden tomorrow, that would definitely help him and possibly getting that pulling seat heading into the next race. Of course, we're going to finally have a week off next weekend. And then, the week after that, we're going to head to Lime Rock Park. And that is definitely a road course where qualifying is going to come into play. Now, the last time we were there, however, I believe it was a last lap pass when Chase Harris beat Marty Johnson. Marty Johnson, you know, he was so close to getting his first ever win in this series twice in 2020. And, he lost out both times. Both times he lost out. It was kind of unfortunate. It's unfortunate we don't have Marty in this year. Of course, obviously, everything kind of got shuffled around. There was essentially no turnover from the champion. I mean, we had a couple. We had Samadillo come back. Ethan Lewis come back as the Indy 250 champion. But essentially, those were the only 2 drivers who came back who have had past success in this series. And that and Justin Zaidel. How can I forget my man Justin Zaidel in the number 5 machine, the 2019 champion of this series. It looks like the times have kind of evened out at this point. Tire wear will come into effect. The fuel window tomorrow. Pit stop's going to be right about halfway in the race course. With being a road course, there aren't any cautions, so we don't really have to worry about a caution coming out. They're coming in earlier and that messing with the fuel cycle. So it's a split race tomorrow. Lap 10, lap 11. They'll be coming down in the 20-lap race, and that could easily determine who gets the race victory here. It will determine who gets the race victory. It's going to be a major, major factor into how the race goes. So it's looking like it's going to be Nicholas Samadillo, Richard Kingar, Chris Reynolds, 13 of Brian Rodriguez, Ace Garcia, and Trey Smith going on to the fast 6 and attempting the pole. If things stay the way they are, it's Thomas Troxel and Eric Monaco in row number 4. Ethan Lewis and Caleb Rose in row number 5. It's definitely a welcome starting position for Caleb Rose as he's last in points coming into this race. Scott Upton, 25 machine of Angel Oliveira. Then you got Elijah Gordon, last winner here in the Haas IndyCar Series. Got that win at Richmond. And Jesse Turner in row number 7. Row number 8 sees Jay Knapp and points leader Zachary Fitzwater. Then you got the 18 machine of Logan Williams, Landon Smith Jr. in row 9. Somebody just moved up. And that was the number 22, I do believe, of Brandon Nelson, who has done an excellent job in qualifying this season. absolutely brilliant. He has the best average starting position of any driver this season. That was not a fast enough time to move himself inside the top fast 6 there, but that is a good starting position, top 10 here at Willow Springs. And of course, Brandon Olson wants to get that race victory. He's come close a couple times. I mean, Riverside, he really felt like he should have won that race and lost out to the strategy by Trey Smith. So we're going to have to see what this 22 machine can in fact do in tomorrow's event from that 9th starting position. If he played his strategy correctly, it might work his way, might work in his favor. So now, that completely messes it up. It's still Troxel and Eric Monaco, I should say, in row number 4. And then you have Brandon Nelson, Ethan Lewis now in row number 5, Caleb Rose, Scott Upton, Angel Oliveira, Elijah Gordon, Jesse Turner, Brock Nelson up to 17th, or 16th, I should say, Jay Knapp, Zachary Fitzwater. I believe somebody may have flipped. And again, it's Noah Clifton, number 23. And I believe there might be oil on the track going into the corner now. So that's really messing with these guys. And this track's a little weird. Thomas Troxel got through there okay, so I think it's clearing up. But thankfully, all these guys got a fast lap in, but that's embarrassing. Anyways, let's focus on the guy who's fastest right there, Nicholas Samadio, number 31. Who was I? I keep on trying to tell you guys what the order is going to be for the starting lineup. Jay Knapp in 17th. Zachary Fitzwater will start alongside him. Then you have Logan Williams and Landon Smith Jr. now alongside each other in row at number 10. 24 machine, Reggie Fogelman to the inside of Nathan Faden. Cole Raymond to the inside of Justin Zaidel. And then Zach Winkle to the inside of Noah Clifton. Clifton has not had a good day here today. At all. He ran into like 3 people. And he is the slowest guy out there. And he's not going to get another shot at getting back out there. The Fast 6. Nicholas Samadio. Richard Kinghart. Chris Reynolds. Brian Rodriguez. Ace Garcia. And Trey Smith. So those 6 guys will go for the pole here in the Grand Prix of California. That will do it. So the Fast 6 there, as you can see. Thomas Troxel, Brandon Nelson in row number 4. Eric Monaco, Ethan Lewis in row 5. Caleb Rose and Scott Upton in row at number 6. Angel Oliveira, Elijah Gordon in row 7. Jesse Turner, Brock Nelson in row number 8. Jay Knapp, Zachary Fitzwater in row 9. Logan Williams, Landon Smith Jr. in row 10. Reggie Fogelman, Nathan Faden in row 11. Cole Raymond, Zach Winkle, or should I say Justin Zaidel. Getting ahead of myself there. That's row number 12. And then Zach Winkle, Noah Clifton in row 13. Let's go ahead and see who wins the pole here for the Grand Prix of California. The Fast 6 there on your screen. Samadio, Kinghart, Reynolds, Rodriguez, Garcia, and Smith going for the pole here at Willow Springs. And here we go. The Fast 6 for the Grand Prix of California qualifying here from Willow Springs. And Nicholas Samadio was fastest in round number 1. We'll have to see if he can pull that off again here in the Fast 6 with Kinghart, Reynolds, Rodriguez, Garcia, and Trey Smith. The Fast 6 here at Willow Springs. 10 minutes again. And then, of course, the fastest driver in this session will be the pole sitter for tomorrow's 20-lap event here from Willow Springs International Raceway. There is Trey Smith in the number 41. Won at Riverside earlier this season. Won that race on strategy as well. We'll have to see if strategy comes into play in tomorrow's race. I doubt bet it will. It's a pretty fast-paced course, and at least in testing, I've not seen strategy come into play, but we're just going to have to see. It's a very unique place here, very fast-paced road course, and these guys are going to be using up their tires quite a bit, especially at the end of that run, and that will come into effect. There's Kingar in the 97. There's Samadio in the 31 machine. Ace Garcia's going to come out here, and they got Rodriguez and Chris Reynolds, the last 2 guys. But Trey Smith right here, number 41. We need the first driver to complete a fast lap here, as he's completing his flying lap, coming through this final corner here, which is a very wide, fast-paced, sweeping right-hander. You can see these guys kind of sliding through that corner there. They're going to have to be careful off the exit there. The Trey Smith under the clock right now as he crosses the line. Kingart's going to be next in line in the number 97, and then you got San Mateo, Ace Garcia there, Chris Reynolds out there, and Rodriguez is still yet to go out onto the racetrack. A 2.5 mile road course, but it is a very quick one as well, just like Riverside, and these laps will tick away very quick, so it's going to be a bit of a faster paced race compared to some of the other races we've had this season. Circuit of the Americas was a bit slower paced, but that is a slower paced course. A lot of very tight corners around that place. That is not the case here at Willow Springs. And the majority of the road course schedule for these guys are on these faster paced road courses. Road America is one of them. Of course, Watkins Glen, we have 2 races there. That's the best road course in the game. But then you also have tracks like Lime Rock and Circuit of the Americas, and then Canadian Tire as well, that are a little bit more slower paced. They have some sharper corners, and qualifying does come into effect a lot more. The 103.814. I apologize for all that. I dropped my phone. That is significantly faster than what we saw in the first round. Bar might be set a little bit higher for these guys now they don't have as much to maneuver around. Kingar goes to the top of the board. Nicholas San Mateo goes to 3rd. Oh, this is interesting. You got Ace Garcia and Brian Rodriguez here. Rodriguez came out ahead of Garcia, so Garcia's lap here is going to be affected. Don't think Garcia is going to be the fastest. He's probably going to go to the slowest time right here. And he will, in fact, be almost a second slower than Kingar as he got held up there by Brian Rodriguez, who's now starting his flying lap. And then you got Chris Reynolds there, and the 50 machine goes to 3rd. So we'll have to see if any of these times improve here. There's a 103.765 by Richard Kinghart. Like I said, with nobody kind of interfering with these guys here. As you see Trey Smith go to the top of the board there with a 7.39. These guys are able to go all out here. They have to really check it up when they got someone ahead of them here around this place, and I think that's a big reason why these times are about a second faster than what we saw in the first round. Kinghart back to the top of the board, 3.87 for him. San Mateo all by himself here. We'll have to see what he can do in the number 31 machine. No improvement for Nicholas San Mateo, so he's still 4th. Rodriguez is now going to complete his first lap here in the number 13, and he had a clean racetrack ahead of him. Garcia had to step back a little bit. That 32 is not going to be happy with the 13 after this one. Rodriguez is going to go to 2nd quickest. That's a really good time out of the 13 of Brian Rodriguez. And then you got the 32 machine there of Ace Garcia to 5th. So San Mateo currently slowest. Used up all the stuff there in that first round. Chris Reynolds has gone to 2nd. So it's Kinghart, Reynolds, Rodriguez, Trey Smith, Ace Garcia, Nicholas San Mateo. Trey Smith does not improve on his 3rd lap here in the Fast 6. And Kinghart in the number 97. I think these fast times... No! Kinghart improves again to a 2.38. So Richard Kingar looking really good here at the Willow Springs International Raceway. San Mateo cannot improve his time again. He's pretty much hit the maximum on that 31 machine. But 6th place is still a decent starting position, but you don't get a bonus point for starting 6th here. The only place you get bonus points for starting 6th is for the Indy 250, where the top 10 receive championship points for qualifying. Rodriguez to 3rd. He moves ahead of Trey Smith. Ace Garcia improved his time, but he is still in the 5th position. And then the 50 machine there of Chris Reynolds still looking to start on the outside pole for tomorrow's event. That's a good place to start. That outside pole sometimes works out. The inside lane sometimes works out. As long as you're on the front row, you got a good shot at winning here at Willow Springs. See if Kinghart improves again here in that number 97 machine. 2-3, it's going to be a hard one to beat there. I don't think it's going to happen, so I think that is essentially going to do it. I think the tire wear is pretty much coming to effect enough at this point. San Mateo in the number 31 machine also unable to improve there. The only one that may improve a little bit here is Rodriguez, as he has run 1 lap fewer than the rest of the field up to this point. He's already 3rd quickest at a 5.31. Across the line, he's going to go and and no improvement for either of those drivers there. Chris Reynolds as well going to stay in his respective positions. So that is going to do it, I do believe, even though there's still 3 minutes officially left. I do believe we're going to see Richard Kingar start on the pole for tomorrow's Grand Prix of California, tomorrow at 1 p.m. Yes, 1 p.m. Eastern Time. So definitely looking forward to see who gets this one done here on the third road course of the season, the 6th race of the season for these guys already. And once we get to the Indianapolis 250, which is the race a lot of guys are kind of focusing on, of course, we're going to have 10 extra guys attempting to qualify for that race, so we're going to see some new faces once again in the series. Of course, maybe some old faces who have run in the series before, running for the Indy 250 trophy. But that 100-lap race can be at the end of May, the Saturday before Memorial Day, the Saturday before the real-life Indianapolis 500. Definitely looking forward to the end of May, the month of May. It's always entertaining. But once we're done with Willow Springs, we got Lime Rock Park, Kansas Speedway for our 4th oval of the season, and then the Indianapolis Road Course for the first of 2 races we're going to have there this season. I've not been to the Indianapolis Road Course in a little while. The only difference is we're running the new configuration, the IndyCar configuration, and we're not running the old F1 configuration like we used to run. So it is essentially a new course for these drivers once we get there to the middle of May. Nicholas Amedio's done. They were definitely, I mean, they were still faster than what they were in the first round, but they were definitely the slowest here, and by quite a bit as well. So we'll have to see if that translates to anything tomorrow for those guys. But Kingar looks really sporty in that number 97 machine. He's going to have a very good opportunity at getting his first win of the season and his 3rd win of his career in the Haas IndyCar Series. He's actually won at Riverside before, won at Riverside in 2019, and like I said earlier on, that's probably the best comparison to another racetrack that we have on the circuit here. So excited to see how it all goes down in tomorrow's 20-lap event. I think we're in store for a great road course racing event here in the Haas IndyCar Series. You can see these guys kind of like step out a little bit. They are really, really on edge through these corners, especially that last one right there. A very high-speed corner. Like I mentioned at Circuit of the Americas, I wish there was like a 7.5-minute session, because 5 minutes is too short and 10 minutes is too long. Well, what you gonna do? I don't think these guys, and they definitely won't have enough time to get back out there and get another lap in, I don't think. Because essentially it's complete right there. Sam Medio's not going to get back around to start another lap, and I don't think they're going to give it to him either. He just got out there just a little bit too late. Looks like Kingar's going to get that extra bonus point towards the championship. Kingar came in 14th in points with 81 total points on the season. And Kingar's actually done an excellent job in qualifying this year as well. An average starting position of 9th this season. That's only going to go up after he wins the pole here from Willow Springs. It's going to be interesting. Trey Smith's going to be starting 4th. It's a great opportunity for Trey Smith to possibly take the points lead at the end of the day tomorrow, because he's only 4 points ahead of Zachary Fitzwater. Fitzwater's starting deep in the field for tomorrow's event, so that 41 of Trey Smith's going to have a very good opportunity at possibly very easily taking the points lead heading in to the next race at Lime Rock Park 2 weeks from now. And that, still 30 more seconds. Sam Medio's not going to have enough time. Unfortunate for him, but he will start in the 6th position. But there's your pole sitter. Richard Kinghart in the number 97 will lead the field of the green flag tomorrow in the Grand Prix of California here in the Haas IndyCar Series. Going to be a good opportunity for him. Good opportunity for Chris Reynolds, who's going to be starting alongside him right there in the number 50 machine. So excited to see how it'll all go down for the field in tomorrow's event. Could see a few wrecks tomorrow. Could be a bit of a race of attrition. So definitely watch out for that as we move on to the event. Richard Kingar wins the pole for the Grand Prix of California, see the official starting lineup there on the right-hand side of your screen. It's going to be Kingar and Reynolds on the front row. Ryan Rodriguez and Trey Smith in row number 2. Ace Garcia, Nicholas Amadio, Northern Racing teammates in row number 3. And then it's going to be Thomas Troxel, Brandon Nelson, Eric Monaco, Ethan Lewis, Caleb Rose, Scott Upton, Angel Olvera, Elijah Gordon, Jesse Turner, Brock Nelson, Jay Knapp, Zachary Fitzwater, Logan Williams, Landon Smith Jr., Reggie Fogelman, Nathan Faden, Cole Raymond, Justin Zidell, Zach Winkle, and Noah Clifton, the starting lineup for the Grand Prix of California. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you guys tomorrow at whenever it is, 1 p.m. Eastern Time for the Grand Prix of California here from the Willow Springs International Raceway. Congratulations to Richard Kingar for winning the pole, and I will see you guys later.